Hello, I'm Danny. I'm a health writer and researcher, and I'm also completing a master's in nursing. Today I want to talk to you about melatonin. Many people turn to melatonin when sleep becomes difficult. It's widely available, it's familiar, it's often seen as a natural way to improve sleep. But melatonin isn't a universal solution. For some people it works inconsistently, and it doesn't always address the reason the brain struggles to transition into a deeper restorative sleep. In this video, I'll walk through several non-chemical alternatives to melatonin. We'll look at behavioural approaches, environmental strategies, and newer device-based tools like Somnee that aim to support the brain's natural sleep rhythm. When people struggle with sleep, they often look for something simple that might help them fall asleep faster. Melatonin has become a popular option, partly because it's available over the counter and doesn't require a prescription. Many people also choose it because they want to avoid traditional sleeping meds and their potential long-term side effects, and that's understandable. But the reality is that melatonin doesn't always address the root cause of sleep disruption. Melatonin is a hormone that the brain naturally produces as light levels fall in the evening. Its role is to signal that the night time has come and that the body should begin preparing for sleep. In other words, melatonin helps regulate your circadian rhythm, the internal body clock that influences when we feel sleepy and when we feel alert. What melatonin doesn't do is directly create deep sleep or prevent awakenings through the night. So if sleep disruption is being driven by stress, habits, or an overactive mind, melatonin alone may not fully solve the problem. For some people, melatonin works reasonably well. For others, the results can feel inconsistent. So some people notice very little difference, others report feeling quite groggy in the morning. Another limitation is that melatonin doesn't address many of the underlying factors that interfere with sleep, things like stress, racing thoughts, irregular sleep schedules, or environmental factors that can all disrupt the brain's ability to settle into sleep. That's why many start to look for alternatives that support the body's natural sleep system rather than simply increasing melatonin levels. One of the more advanced, non-hormonal and drug-free alternatives discussed in sleep health is Somnee. Somnee takes a neuroscience device-based approach rather than artificially influencing hormones. The device uses EEG patterns to understand your brain's natural sleep rhythms and then delivers gentle transcranial electrical stimulation that's tailored to those patterns. The goal is to support the brain's natural sleep architecture and help it transition into more restorative sleep. Users often report falling asleep faster, experiencing deeper sleep and having fewer nighttime wake-ups. Instead of simply signaling that it's bedtime, the idea is to work with the brain's own electrical activity to support healthier sleep rhythms. Another well-known non-drug approach to improving sleep is cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, often called CBT-I. Rather than focusing on supplements, CBT-I works by retraining the brain's relationship with sleep. It looks at habits, routines, and thought patterns that may keep the mind alert at night. Research shows that CBT-I can help people fall asleep faster, wake less frequently during the night, and improve overall sleep quality over time. For people with chronic insomnia, it's often considered a first line of treatment. Some people also explore nutritional supports to help them relax before bed. Magnesium, for example, plays a role in nervous system regulation and muscle relaxation. Herbal options such as chamomile or valerian root have traditionally been used to promote calmness and support the wind down before sleep. Another option sometimes discussed is tart cherry juice, which contains small amounts of natural melatonin. These approaches tend to be gentle and are often used alongside healthy sleep habits. Sometimes the issue isn't melatonin levels at all, it's circadian timing. Morning light exposure can help regulate the body's internal clock and support natural melatonin production later in the evening. Consistent sleep timing can also reinforce these natural rhythms. Environmental factors matter too. Sleep is closely linked to body temperature, so a cooler bedroom and comfortable bedding can help support the natural drop in the body's temperature, and that signals to the body it's time to sleep. These simple adjustments can make a meaningful difference for many people. Melatonin can be helpful in certain situations, but it isn't the only option and it doesn't address every cause of poor sleep. For many people, improving sleep means looking at the bigger picture: habits, circadian rhythm, stress levels, and the environment you sleep in. Alongside these strategies, newer technologies like Somnee aim to support the brain's natural sleep rhythms directly. For people looking for a non-chemical alternative, approaches like these may offer another path towards deeper and more restorative sleep.